We're now just we're weeks away from one of the biggest fights of the year. The man right here, Jake Paul, the problem child, returning to the boxing ring. I think you could make a really strong argument this is the biggest fight of Jake's career. And obviously, he has had massive fights. He had fights that have been watched by more than 108 million people. And we are so lucky to be joined by the man himself. Jake, brother, how are you? How's training going here? As again, we're just a couple of weeks away from this thing, Jake.
Yeah, feeling good, man. This is definitely the toughest test. I think there's like a lot of things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter, and he's got power in both hands. And skill wise and technique wise, he's been doing this for so long. And so actually internally, like, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is. It's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you could make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure, for sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages
Yeah,
in
90
the whole
something
entire
percent,
boxing.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. He's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like
Yeah.
this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just
Wow.
sparring against guys on their level, and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed, and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Um, I know the answer to this question. Is there any kind of universe where you view just surviving this fight as a win?
Like for me, I never let myself go there.
Yeah,
I'm a fierce competitor, and um, always need to have the W and come out on
yeah.
top. And so, and also shock the world, and even shock myself and show myself what I'm capable of.
When you picture how it goes down, is there something that you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself knocking him out? Do you imagine being victorious? And what would that mean for you? A guy again who has only been in this sport for a couple of years. You've turned it on its head. You've had a massive impact clearly in just a few years, but it's only been a few years. That's the bottom line.
No, exactly. This is my fifth year as a pro, and so I've had to progress faster than anyone else in the sport to be able to compete at this level and to be able to hang in there with these guys. But I do believe that I have the power and the offense to be able to walk Tank into a knockout like I've done with other opponents and set them up for it. And so I am fully confident in my ability, and I think it would be one of the craziest upsets in a long time.
Yeah, one of the craziest upsets ever, probably in many people's eyes.
How much you weigh plays a big role in boxing, but more importantly, like my father say, Roger Mayweather, skills pay the bills.
Roger, tell these
King Gus.
subscribe to the Prophet channel.